But anyway, so their guy in Los Angeles, this guy, David Gervitz, he wasn't making much money, but he was running all these spies, and he just felt like he was underpaid, but the ADL couldn't pay him more. And he just felt like such a big shot, doing all this dark work with this like former CIA guy who like interrogated people. So he's like, we got to get me a better job, and and I'll continue doing this. So they found out that the Simon Wiesenthal Center's top researcher, his rival across town in Los Angeles, that guy made like almost twice his salary, but he wasn't going anywhere. So they all conspired together. Gerard, Bullock, and Gervitz conspired they knew that the Simon Wiesenthal guy was going to go undercover on this like white nationalist skinhead retreat out in the forest, out in the mountains somewhere. So they were going to leak to using their own operatives within the skinhead, like half of every skinhead movement, half of them are spies for somebody. And they were going to basically whack them out
Jesus.
there. And and the way the FBI found out about all this was because Gervitz, in another stupid gig that he did, Abe Foxman, if you remember Abe Foxman, he was like the face of the ADL all those years. He wanted to write an article for the Washington Times, the Mooney-owned Washington Times, on the Nation of Islam. And so he tapped the ADL offices in Los Angeles and San Francisco, which had access to FBI files on everything, unbeknownst to most FBI people, at least, if not all of them. And he tapped them for more research on the Nation of Islam. So Gervitz is like, I'm going to show them what a good guy I am, and maybe they'll give me a raise. So he steals some FBI files on the Nation of Islam, and then that very classified information winds up in Abe Foxman's article published in the Washington Times. The guy's like, holy shit, how did that get there? Like, there's no way anybody knew it. It was classified from our files. It was stolen. So that's why they started wiretapping him. And as they're listening in on these freaks, they realize that they're running like spy operations all around the country, and that Gervitz is trying to whack a rival Nazi hunter and take his job. And so they eventually they have to pull the plug on it because he's about to get whacked. So they're like, okay, we got to pull the plug on this thing. And
I'm just about like, before he goes to the white nationalist campfire event, what do they do? Like, they just like secretly load up his car with like lox and bagels. Be like, yeah, we got the merchandise here. They opened up. Oh, fuck.
I know, it's so insane. And they also have like the rival researcher from the Simon Wiesenthal Centers. They have his address and car license plate just in case like he escapes from whatever, a bunch of incompetent skinheads, he might get away, but at least they'll know where he lives too, because they have all this information. Gerard works in the SFPD and he has access through all the computer files to everybody's home addresses, driver's licenses, all that stuff. So they have to blow this open. And I mean, amazingly, the SF, like the prosecutor's office and the FBI, they raid the ADL's offices. And it's looking pretty scary because they really genuinely pissed off the FBI. Like, the FBI can run these operations themselves, but when freelancers get in and do this, and this is treason. I mean, you have Americans spying on behalf of a foreign government, spying on Americans. They were spying on all kinds of Democrats, Congressman, Senator Alan Cranston, huge Israel supporter, but a liberal. Ron Dellums, who was pretty well known. He's from Berkeley, Oakland. At this time, though, he was the, African-American. Like, so basically the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League, was spying on an African-American congressman on behalf of the apartheid regime.